Hey, Webby.
What?
We're doing it again.
Doing what?
Taking everybody to Gen Con.
Okay, you guys have fun.
You coming this time too, you big angry panda bear?
How?
Because they're going to help us.
Who's they? The listeners?
Yep. If you guys would like to help us get to Gen Con, then join us June 23rd for our live stream fundraiser. We'll be giving away prizes and just having a ball all day. There'll be exclusives that won't be available ever again after this stream.
Not to mention the cocktail wheel. That thing has gotten an overhaul. You thought last year was rough? Oh, dude, watching you guys on that video, not good. Wait until you see what is in store this year.
Webby, that's not it. We're introducing a scavenger hunt, the Distractions Media style. You can also contribute to that and send us looking for your favorite pop culture fandom.
And it all kicks off June 23rd at noon Eastern. Come join the Distractions Media crew and help us get to Gen Con so we can grow and see you guys.
Welcome to the Vendetta Effect.
And welcome back to Vendetta Effect. And let's start by introducing our players. And this week, let's start with M.
Hello, I am M, and I play Tabby.
And Kat.
Hello, I'm Kat, and I play Aubrey.
And Rob.
Hello, I'm Rob, and I play Spencer.
And Devin.
Hey, I'm Devin, and I play me.
And Webby.
Hey guys, I'm Webby and I play Doc.
All right, so last time you guys, following a lead, went to New York. Well, some of you did, to try and catch up to the Minx. In process of doing that, you found a lead where she was staying at a hotel, and she was visiting museums in the area of both Times Square and in Central Park. Wow, I almost forgot the name of the place. And Mason found out a lot of details as to where she was going, and the fact that she's being followed by a foreigner group of some sort. And Tabby ended up having a run-in with the Minx, who then basically seemingly tried to proposition / pass on some information to her. And so now let's pick up. Kat, your search leads you to, if I remember correctly, you guys were searching all the hotels, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit a hotel, which is a little dingy. And you find that there is a man sitting at the counter who is smoking a big old cigarette, is looking at the newspaper and cheering on something on the radio when you walk in. And he looks up and says, "Can I help you?"
Excuse me, sir. I was just wondering if you've seen somebody.
Who might that be, little lady?
This person, she has dark hair, blue trench, and sunglasses.
You know what? I have seen someone like that. I think she's back in Times Square earlier today. I think she was visiting some local establishment.
Is there anything else that you could possibly tell me about her?
Well, the only other thing I know of is that she don't stay here.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I turn around and walk out.
He kind of says, you kind of hear him muttering under his breath, Don Dodgers are beating the Giants again. What am I going to do about this? And you hear him mutter, and then you walk away.
Okay.
Nothing particularly exciting, basically, in other words.
Yep. So has the 4 hours been up yet?
Yeah, we'll say by now you've kind of wandered around a bit, investigating various things, and you guys are meeting back up. Where did you say to meet up at? Or did you say you're going to call each other?
No, we were going to meet up at one of the Great Lawn.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys head there. It is now about
What is the Great Lawn?
3
It's
o'clock
like
in the
this. It's in Central Park.
Oh, okay. Cool. So near where I am. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So you guys will go. I'm trying to see where this is exactly. I see a bunch of various things, but yeah, I'm not sure where it is. Basically on the map. But yeah, so you guys will meet up at this lawn. Mason comes in looking thoughtful, I'm guessing. Whereas Tabby, how would you describe Tabby at this point?
Tabby is super excited. Like, she's like, I have news. I have such big news. And I bet my news will top anybody else's. That kind of, like, bouncy excitement, but obviously, held back. She's a grown adult. And good at her job.
There you go.
Yeah. She's like the second oldest, though, isn't she? So,
Yep. Yep. I think Mason's the oldest.
Yeah.
Yep. So. All right. So as you gather back together, Mason?
Well, you said she was jumping up and down like happy she has news?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, like, jumping up and down, but like...
she's clearly happy she has news.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Please, by all means, leave with your news.
I saw
Absurdly
her,
excited.
and I talked to her, and she tried to flirt with me. But it didn't work.
She says.
Yeah. She says this. She sort of like points her finger at the group when she does so. And I have a meeting set up with her. She is claiming that she is being hunted by the Russians because she has information on golems. There's apparently a golem in that museum right over there that moves. It's moving. I saw it move with my own eyes. And she says she's getting tired of it. I didn't really catch why she left the Russians other than they wanted to keep her from talking to us. So that might be suspicious, but she wants to meet at the zoo. Like now, basically.
Okay. That she may be telling the truth. Because I found out where she was staying. And talked to the guy. Talked to the clerk at the desk. He said that effectively there were 2 Eastern European gentlemen who were looking for her. Russian would fit that bill. Russian Ukrainian would fit that bill. And she likes museums. And you met her at the museum, you said?
Yes, I did.
I think that is our same woman. So I know where she's staying. You know why she's running away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to kind of just look over like, and did you get anything?
No, not really. Just sort of got information that we already knew.
Oh, okay. Worth a shot. Okay. All right.
Anyways, and I wanted to know if you, Caitlin, what's your character's name again?
Audrey.
Thank you. I'm so sorry I blanked.
I blanked.
Audrey would like to take a gun and come meet her at the zoo with me.
I would love to.
Thank you.
I always love meeting strange, flirtatious women.
At the zoo with a gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I told her I was bringing another agent, but she didn't want to meet up with the rest of the group because she, quote, doesn't trust men. And I'm like, you know what, that's reasonable. But also...
Wait, so she knows that we're agents?
Yes.
Okay.
I might have let that slip. Oh my goodness.
How do you let that slip?
I assumed she knew.
We're secret agents. The thing is being a secret.
I assumed she knew because she was coming to us to give us information, and also the fact that, I don't know, I just assumed she did, so I mentioned we were agents. I didn't say what we were agents of.
She could be a spy.
Yeah, she could be, couldn't she? I assumed she knew as much as we did, which was a mistake.
Okay, well, what's done is done. Don't make the mistake again. You girls have a meeting to set up, and I'm going to go dig into our Russian friends.
That's probably a good idea.
Sounds like a good plan. All right. So I assume you're splitting up yet again?
Yet again.
And now I know where the Great Lawn is. It's right across from where the museum was. So you're basically right there. That was a real easy walk for him. Or for Tabby.
For Tabby. For Tabby. She's probably just been, like, hanging out here, enjoying the sunshine. Whatever.
Okay, so...
She got a little blanket. It's all good. You know.
Little picnic. Yeah. Watching the people walk around.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mason, as you go out to look for these Russian guys, where would you like to start your search?
I'm going to stake out where she's staying and see if they make their way back to her that way. And then after, because I told the one guy that to call me if they come back. After a while, I will go and, you know what? Russians are going to be in town. They're from out of town, I'm assuming. We're still, as a general, probably still a little bitter about the Cold War. They're probably going to hang around their own people. Where New York would have a larger concentration of Russian people.
Like a Russian area of New York?
Yeah, like a Russian district or something like that.
Well, kind of. I mean, like there's a large Jewish community in New York, which, I mean, I'm assuming a fair amount of them would be of Russian or German descent.
There's even a Jew museum in New York.
Right. Let me just...
It's in Central Park.
Right. So basically
down by Brighton Beach.
Yes, exactly. Brighton Beach is kind of the area of
which is a
Russian
part of Brooklyn.
enclaves. Yep.
I'm going to Brooklyn. Or Brighton Beach specifically.
There you go. So you head there. There is a marketed area where there is, sort of like your kind of the old home shopping, I guess I would call it. And where is that? Oh, it might be over this way. Oh, yeah, it is. There we go. So as you go into that area, there is a large contingent of unsavory people around, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's New York. There's going to be both kind of risky areas and not so risky areas, but nothing that you wouldn't feel confident being around.
It's also the 50s.
Yeah,
I had to say it one more time.
Okay, you can say it. And the area you're in, there's Coney Island is fairly close. So there is
Warrior
that.
Flashbacks.
And that kind of thing. So there's like there's some shopping areas and there's a market sort of near Gravesend area and that kind of thing. So there's lots of choices for where you want to go.
I'm gonna go to I go to a bar.
Okay. So you go to a local establishment. It is full of people, some of whom are listening to the baseball game. A couple of them are sitting there just slammed out on the bar already. It's late afternoon, but they're already pretty gone. And there is a couple of quieter booths where people are just kind of chatting and talking and looking mildly secretive.
Are there? Is there a booth with two individuals who may or may not? I didn't get a. You know what? Let's just. You know what? Retro awesomeness. Since I said I went back and staked out that place, I got a better description of those two gentlemen.
Okay.
To at least a certain extent.
Right.
Any of those guys? That description, does it match any of the guys here?
Roll me a clever roll.
Sure thing, buddy. I will roll clever roll. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Yes, there is two gentlemen sitting there who pretty much match that description entirely.
All right. I will come in. I'm gonna just order some light food and like kind of. I'm in a suit, like a businessman, maybe on lunch carrying a briefcase. I'm gonna come in, get some something to eat, water. Going back to work, the 50s. To work. Light up a cigarette, eat some lunch, drink my food, drink my water,
drink my food.
I'm tired, John.
No problem.
And then basically just head out. And since I know they're in there, I'm just going to then stake out that bar. And since I know they're in there, and see where they go.
Okay. They are having a quick vodka and having a bit of a meal. After about 20 minutes, they look at each other. You see them say something about getting up, and they start to get up and walk out of the bar, heading towards the subway station.
All right. I let them head towards the subway station. Wait about a solid, no more than a minute. I know about how long the roadway is to the subway station if they're heading that way, so I shouldn't lose them. I'll give it a couple, so it's not super suspicious. Check my watch, say, oh, look at the time. Need to head back to the office, finish my water, pay my tab, and then I head out as well and head towards the subway station.
Okay, so they have rolled a sneaky. Can you roll either a careful or clever to see if you spot anything? Well, that's straight up. So they try to avoid being spotted. So they are very careful. They look behind periodically, and then they try and sneak on the train at the last possible second. You suss that out pretty quickly and are able to follow.
All right. I am the secret agent.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Secret agent man.
Secret.
I got a secret. Okay, so yes. And they are heading back towards Manhattan on the train that they have taken.
All right. I will keep an eye on them, but from a separate car. Like close by to the car where they are, but I'm in a separate car keeping an eye on.
Fair enough. Okay. You, with all of that and all of your doing, they end up getting out somewhere near Madison Square Gardens. And they go up and start wandering towards Times Square.
All right, I will follow. Sneak
Okay.
over.
All right. So as you're following them, back in Central Park, the two of you ladies will, it's time for you to meet up with the minx at the zoo.
All right, so
Okay, I'm ready.
I assume we both have a gun, at least one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You both have guns, yeah.
Perfect. All right.
You're agents. You know how to fire firearms, so
Awesome.
not your first rodeos. You are, however, surprised at how easily Audrey cleans and loads her weapon. for somebody who's supposed to be a researcher.
I take it you like to practice.
Yep, it's one of my passions.
I give her a little thumbs up and a little look like, yeah, that's awesome. And then, all right, to the zoo. Sorry, go ahead.
We don't really have guns in Australia, so...
Well, at the time you did.
Actually, I have no idea what they had been like in the 50s.
Yeah, at the time you guys would have. It wasn't until, the 90s that guns were banned?
That's true.
They apparently had from what I recall researching the subject.
Women weren't really armed at all.
True. That's true.
It was sort of a, outcast for women to even hold a gun.
Yeah,
all right. There you go. Fair enough. Okay. So you guys walk towards the zoo, I assume, at that point?
No, we just kind of stand. Yeah, of course we do. I'm sorry, John.
No. So as you do, I would like you to roll careful rolls, please.
Both of us?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I hope you're better at it than I am.
Yep, she is.
Yeah, she is.
And do. Wow. Okay. So, Tabby, you don't see anything. You walk around and you can't see anybody standing there at all. As Audrey, as you reach the entranceway, you get just a brief glimpse of what looks to be a blue coat, kind of positioned by the column, just on the opposite side of the entrance.
Did you see that?
See what?
Don't worry about it. Just follow me. And
I follow her lead.
Yeah.
So as you walk towards her, you see the lady standing there. She waves you towards her and puts her finger again to her lips as if to say shh. And she, as you get closer, says, You are a friend? Looking at Audrey.
An acquaintance.
Ah, not from around here, I see.
No, I'm not. How would you guess?
Me neither. But then it's a little bit more difficult to guess when my accent is covered. But sometimes we have to make do. Am I right?
Of course.
She nods. Some people, when they join secret societies, they have to hide their nature from others. I do that myself. And she reaches into what looks like a briefcase, pulls out a file, and hands it to you, Tabby. She says, I am good to my word.
Really? I look at her, I smile a little bit like I appreciate this, and then I open it like there might not be a poison spray and they're about to kill me, and I read through it, like quickly glance.
Okay, what you see on there is, okay, I don't remember. Does Tabby have a language specialty?
I think she speaks Spanish, but I think that's it, or something else. I don't remember either. I remember it was written down in the PDF.
Right, yes, and I have that open right here. So good news, everyone. I have it open.
We are so prepared.
Your code breaker is kind of the guy that normally does this, and he's not here.
No, he's not.
So
I know for a fact I don't speak Russian.
No, you don't speak Russian.
What about me?
Well, roll me a clever roll, and I'll tell you whether you speak Russian.
Okay.
You probably do, so this will be a pretty easy roll. Yeah, okay, so you speak Russian, and you can read Russian. And this is all in Russian. some of which with like red markings on it. I assume Tabby gives it to you.
Yes.
And when you look at it, it's discussing some sort of operation that's happening in Iran. And it is some sort of funded operation, and it's called the Claymen operation.
Is there any other information that we have?
It kind of tells you that gives, like, you can see pictures of a cave entrance south of Tehran, which apparently is where these weapons are hidden.
Okay. I thank the mink for this information.
She nods at you. My pleasure, my dear. I am truly happy to help. However, Tabby, do you have a way for me to escape the bad men that might be following me?
I mean, you could come with us.
Are you sure your employers would be happy with that? I mean, I do have a reputation after all.
I mean,
as long as she's not armed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We don't know she's not armed.
She smiles and says, I have a few pieces of protection, shall we say?
You could hand them over. Frisker Tabby.
Now.
Family show, Patrick. Oh dear. Yeah, no, Tabby's gonna say, could you give them to me?
She will say, I would rather hang on to at least one, in case those that are pursuing us catch up to me.
If they catch up to you and you're with us, then we can shoot them with our guns. And if we really need to, I'll give you back one of them.
Can I roll a forceful?
I mean, come on.
You could, yes.
What, just to snatch them from her?
Yes. That is what my character does.
Oh! We have another one of us, do we? Huh? Okay.
Another
joke.
one of us, do we? Go ahead, Audrey. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I rolled your character. I rolled the wrong one. I just realized.
Thanks.
So that
I could have been really, really forceful if I wanted to.
Yeah, there you go.
Hand them over, otherwise there'll be trouble.
Okay, that's better. She, as you make that statement and you try to grab her arm, she kind of yanks out of it by basically, like, it's a reaction. She's like, Are you insane? And she says, fine. And you see her look around. She pulls up her skirt, pulls something out of it, hands you over what looks to be a pistol, reaches into her sort of like her shoulder area and pulls out a dagger and hands it to you. And then from her cleavage, she pulls out a little tiny gun and says, there, fine, happy, satisfied?
Do I need to pat you down, or is there anything else?
Oh, my dear, only if you want to.
Let's move on, shall we? Let's get this show on the road.
And she smiles, kind of a wicked little smile, and says, all right. And
Tabby looks completely mortified.
And she looks up at Tabby and goes, oh, but I was waiting for you.
Even more mortified. She's like, I mean, technically I'm supposed to anyways, but now I don't feel comfortable.
And she
Audrey
smiles.
sighs. Don't worry, I'll do it myself.
Oh,
And
okay.
frisks her down.
Oh, okay. So you frisk her down. You don't find any other weapons. She does give little ooh, ooh whenever you're touching her in awkward spots, but yeah, no, you don't find any other weapons.
Just
And you can tell very quickly that it's totally for show. It's not in any way
genuine.
like her being a, sort of that, genuine.
That kind of person. No, she's just messing with us. Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I apologize for her rudeness. Let's get rolling. Shall we?
will say this, Audrey, you immediately notice that she actually has a lot of muscle and not that much in the way of just like softness about her.
Yeah.
She could destroy you with her bare hands. Like, she doesn't need a weapon.
And she smiles. And she follows you wherever you're going. Where are you going?
Okay, so what's the plan?
I'm gonna whisper. I didn't have a plan. Let's just go back to the guys.
And where would that be?
I assumed back at the park that they were waiting for us. I mean, I have a blanket and everything.
Who's this
Well-
they you speak of?
Let's just try.
Yeah, let's just go back to the park, and then if they're not there, we can go get a hotel.
Alone with her. Okay.
It would probably be better to keep her out of sight.
I don't want to be sleeping around alone in a hotel with a known criminal.
I mean, in some circles.
I'm not a criminal. I'm a spy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a criminal.
Okay,
I mean,
let's
we're
just go.
criminals too by this account. In other countries, we're criminals. Doc.
She smiles and says, I'm sure your associate will be around shortly.
Yeah, exactly. Or, I mean, even if we got a hotel, we wouldn't be sleeping. We would just be waiting until, like, an appropriate time to meet up. When did they say we were going to meet up with them?
Them?
Begin
Yeah,
with this them.
There's only one person other than you two.
I mean, really?
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
you,
dear.
Mason, and Audrey. The other two are still back in.
Maybe I'm
Paris.
saying...
Well, let's go
maybe-
back to the park and wait for Mason.
Yeah, of course. Let's go back to the park and wait for Macy.
Macy. All right, so Mason.
I'm so sorry, actually. I didn't mean to say Mason. That is the name of Joshua's sister, is Macy. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, dear.
She smiles a little bit. And as you guys walk back to the park, you hear a crashing noise happen towards the museum.
Quick, let's go investigate.
Absolutely. All right, come on.
Should I roll a
Minx
quick?
looks at her and goes, "What? Investigate? Are you insane?" Yeah, go ahead. Roll a quick.
2.
You quickly go into the entrance of the museum. When you're there, you will find yourself staring at what looks to be a clay statue standing at the entrance. Pardon me.
What is this?
Remember
I
what I
would-
told you earlier?
Say
Oh,
our
sorry.
clay friend has made some distance.
Is it
What are we supposed to do?
is it following you? Should we capture it or destroy it or what?
Well, I don't fully know. But whatever it is, it's linked to this issue because that creature is from the desert in Iran.
You're telling me that this creature followed you all the way from Iran?
No. No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, it was brought here from Iran.
Oh,
It
okay.
didn't follow me. I was following a lead based on evidence that I had found. And this creature is one of the things that I found as evidence.
Sorry, I got confused.
No problem.
I bet Doc would have a field trip with this.
I bet he would if he could, eh? It's too bad he's not here.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
see.
should we make a plan? I always go by plans.
Yeah, we should probably make a plan. As in, let's just leave the museum. I mean, we can't do anything with this. Is it hurting people?
So far as you know, it hasn't hurt anyone, but it seems to be slowly trying to make its way out of the museum, basically, and in the process,
Making my
Isn't-
way downtown.
Walk in
Yeah.
fast. Oh,
yeah,
dear.
that.
Yeah, that. Sorry. We could follow it. Try and. Well, I mean, we can't really let people see it, surely.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest of things, no.
No. I'm. So we're inside the museum and we can see it, correct?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I want to try and get it to interact with me, like see if it'll follow me like a dumb puppy.
While
Yeah.
you do that, I'm going to stand here and
Make
observe
kissy
and
noises
take
and
notes.
make kissy noises and rub my fingers together like.
You could be attracting the wrong individual at that point, but that's just me. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so this is what you are seeing is this individual right here.
Okay.
Except for he's more like taking up that kind of space.
Ooh.
And as he's trying to move, he's very slow and very bumping. The one thing you notice when you look at him, his eyes look like they're glowing with kind of a purpley fire.
Oh, that's creepy. Isn't that creepy? Oh. All right. Did you say
I
something?
don't really
John?
know what to do.
No, I just giggle.
Oh. Okay. I need to stop hitting my my headset with my elbow because it keeps muting me or all kinds of stuff. All right, so I'm gonna engage my plan to try and distract the golem, see if it'll follow me around the museum.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm just going to stand back and take notes.
Gee, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar. Hopefully, she's not gonna let me start getting my butt kicked for the sake of watching and seeing what happens.
Minx kind of stays beside Audrey and just kind of says, yes, that's probably the wise move. If I had a gun, I might be able to help.
I don't want to shoot it yet.
We'll see.
Okay. You move around a bit, I assume. It doesn't move initially. And then in about 10 minutes later, it takes about a foot step forward. And then just stops again.
It's not really moving towards you, is it?
Was I muted that entire time because I just said something?
Yep. You
Oh
are.
my goodness! I was like, I said run up and like pat the back of it, and then like take a few steps away really quickly, and see if it'll react.
It doesn't react, and then 10 minutes later, it moves a little bit closer to the door.
Uh-oh. Someone once told me.
No. The
No.
world is gonna rickroll me.
Yeah, anyways, and I'm going to, like, properly punch it in the back. And
Okay,
then
roll
take
your forceful.
one step back. Alright. Okay.
Yes, someone said Rickroll. Yes.
0.
Oh my. Right, so you take a point of damage to your hand.
Oh, good.
Having impaled it into hard clay, you don't break it.
Ow!
And you basically go ow, 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 ow while shaking your head. So please mark a point of stress.
Alright. Which one?
You, because you're the one that punched it.
No. Which stress box?
Oh, just tick a 1.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry. So, yeah, you punch the golem. Nothing really happens to it. You are now in pain.
And I sort of like flap my hand and like rub it. The worst. This is the worst pain.
And 10 minutes later, it tries to move through the doorway, hits the sides of the doors and the columns, and kind of bounces back.
Ooh. 1 second. But yes. Oh dear.
Let me have a try. As I make the minx take a step back,
No problem,
I-
dear.
go up to it, and roll a forceful.
Okie dokie, go ahead.
3.
That's much better. All right, so now, I don't think I have an obvious option there, so we're just going to use this as my template. Just 1 second, sorry. Okay, so it rolls, and it will try and take like basically you punch it, it kind of rocks a bit, and then its fist comes at you.
Can I do a quick?
You
Or
can
flashy?
do a quick or a flashy,
Quick.
whatever will get you away.
Quick. A 3.
Well, he misses you and impounds into the wall just beside you there, as you kind of move, but not very far away. And you see its eye lights change from purple to red, and it now turns toward you, Audrey.
Well, you appear to have gotten it to stop trying to get outside, but yeah. Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, Scooby. You see Minx, having seen all that, reaches to the small of her back, pulls out a gun, and fires and aims for the head of the beast, of the clay man.
Sorry, my internet cut out.
Oh, the Minx pulls a gun out of from the small of her back.
Yep.
And fires at the head of the golem.
Yep.
The golem then will defend itself. And it is probably that one because it's running quick. 1 second. Well, that was good. The head kind of explodes in a shower of bits of clay and dirt and stone across the entrance of the museum. And you see a piece of paper fall out of the golem and land on the floor in front of you, Audrey.
Oh? I'm gonna go and pick that piece of paper up.
And you see it's written in Hebrew.
Oh, neat.
Neat.
And I hand it to the researcher.
Okay.
Can you read?
I read it, and it says...
It says, I'm in Hebrew. Can you read Hebrew? Especially
Oh.
ancient Hebrew?
Oh, no, I can't. We'll have to
No,
take
exactly.
this... We'll have to take this back
Minx.
to headquarters.
Minx looks at you and says, maybe your brother can solve the problem.
You know of my brother?
I know many things, my dear. I know
What
you
do you
work
know
for
of my brother?
I know you work for a secret Australian agency that almost no one knows about. I also know
Okay.
that we have more in common than you might think. I also know that there are men coming, and your friend seems to be following them.
Coming here?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
By the way, at
then-
this point, Mason, you have followed them. I assume you didn't actually interact. You've just been following them? Tailing them?
Yes.
Okay. So they basically have walked up to the... they'd walked through Times Square. You can see they looked at a few things, and they have been slowly making their way to Central Park. When the boom of the golem hitting the pillars and then the gunshot goes off, they start running. And as they do, you can see the minx framed in the doorway with the gun drawn.
Well, I'll pull a sneaky to try and hide.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, no, indeed. Yeah, that didn't work terribly well.
I
Okay.
attempt to hide, but I trip over as I do.
Fair enough. Okay. Minx puts the gun away and says, well, it was good while it lasted, ladies, but these gentlemen are going to cause trouble. We better get moving.
Yeah, we better should. I sort of grab her by the hand and I pull her towards an exit door. Like one that's not where the people are.
Mason, you have an opportunity to interact or do something at this stage.
All right, just catch me up. I mean, I was listening to the thing. I just need understanding the scene. So
What's happened is you have followed them from the subway station up through Central Park. The Museum of Modern Art has there was a big noise, like a big explosive noise, and then what sounded like a gunshot. And as you followed them around the corner, you can see. So we'll put them in position. The minx is basically standing there with her gun drawn, having fired at the golem.
okay.
And basically what she just said happened after that.
And me and all my guys are just getting there. Well, me not my guys, but me the guys have been following me.
You and the Russians are getting there, and she definitely saw them.
Got it. I'm just going to, I guess, try to take out the Russians sneakily from behind.
Okay. I'm going to put you on the map. There you go.
All right. Boom. Right there. Going to use my trusty stunt from the shadows to sneakily just take out said dudes. 4.
Okay. That's about right. Well, a -1 is going to be a good job. How do you pull this one down?
Pretty much, he starts lagging behind the other guy, and I just kind of just slip my hand around his neck and just kind of pull him back. Pull him back and choke him out, lay him on the ground, and then kind of follow behind the other guy in order and attempt to do the same thing.
Okay.
All right. Although this I don't want to use the same stunt, so this one would make it more interesting. I'm gonna use my golden gloves. I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder. He turns around and give him a stiff right to the jaw. 3, 2.
You do it. He turns around, you punch him in the face, he goes down like a sack of potatoes.
All right. And I kind of just grab both of them by the scruff of their jacket and drag them in with the golem.
And the minx, seeing all of that, decides to run in with you.
All right.
So we're just going to remove them from the field effectively for now.
Anyways,
And you have acquired an empty-headed golem.
we should name him Stan.
And, ladies, anything else you want to do?
I mean,
No, I'm satisfied. I might bring a piece of clay back with me for the doc to examine.
yeah.
Okay. So you pick up bits and pieces of the golem. Minx watches all of this.
Yeah. I would like to look at like the head shattered, right? Are there like
Mhm.
how were the eyes glowing? Were there like something in the eyes, or was it just like hollow space that had like a light in it, or?
As far as you know, it was a hollow space because there's no evidence that there was anything behind the eyelids to actually
Okay.
produce it. There was, however, when the piece of paper rolled out, there was sort of an explosion of energy.
Oh, okay. All right then.
I jot this down in my notebook.
Okay. And when you look into the golem, into its body, you see its body is completely devoid of anything.
All
Just-
right.
I also jot this down in my notebook.
I don't write any of this down, but yes.
No, you have a camera, though, that you never use.
Yeah, I do have a camera. I do use it. I use it for paranormal investigating reasons.
That's true.
I would like
This
to
is
take.
kind of paranormal.
Yeah, it's true. I totally forgot I had a camera though. Thank you.
Mhm.
Actually, I'd like to snap some photos if I can.
Okay, so you pull out your
That's perfectly fine.
old-timey camera and you start taking pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She, Minx watches all this and says, I think we should probably get going before the police come, don't you?
Oh yeah, you're probably right. And I look at everybody else.
Absolutely.
We're pretty amateur, agents, aren't we?
We've been doing
I
this a long
mean-
time. We can be a little,
Ditzy?
a little ditzy. I was gonna say gutsy, but
Let's head off.
I don't know. It's a bit of both. How about that?
Yeah.
So you guys make your escape. The cops are already arriving when you do, but you happen to get past them. When you get out of the building, I'd like you all to roll me a clever roll, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clever or careful?
1.
Clever.
Audrey, you rolled careful.
Careful. You need to roll clever.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Okay, good. You will find as you leave that Minx was the last one out the door. As you make your escape, you lose her in the crowd.
Mink?
But,
Oh my god.
yeah. Tabby, you have a card in your pocket, however.
Can I sort of sneakily look at it?
Sure. I mean,
Yes.
I-
it's
you know,
obviously I have to
if-
roll sneaky, but I would
Yeah.
like to hide that I have this for the other people.
fair enough.
Okay? So go ahead and roll, or?
Yeah.
5.
Well, I'd say that's pretty sneaky. You are able to look at the card, and it's a telephone number with a lipstick imprint on it.
I just put it back in my pocket.
Okay. And you guys make your way to the airport, I assume? Do you try and hunt down the minx, or are you...
Yeah, I'm
No.
not. Alright.
No.
She's not worth our time.
What, you think we've gotten enough from her and that we don't sort of owe her anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how we roll in Australia.
No wonder you guys don't really have any allies. Oh, no, that's a joke, actually, because that's not true. Anyways. Yeah, no, she's
We got what we came there for.
Okay. I'm going to call the number, though, actually.
I mean, I don't know that you have the number, though.
No, I know. But I'm going to call the number before we decide, like, before we go anywhere.
Okay.
When, like, I have to make a phone call, you guys.
Okay, I trail off with Mason.
I find a public payphone.
Okay. So you call that number.
Yes.
I was so happy that you've called.
Okay.
Um,
Why'd you give me this number? You have more
Anytime.
information? Do you need help? I mean,
I
obviously need help, but like...
am resourceful, shall we say, but you did your job. Tell your young man that I appreciate his work for me today. Those thugs were troublesome, and they were getting closer.
Alright.
And she says, but at the same time, my dear, anytime you need to get a hold of me, you call that number. And if I'm not here, someone will find me.
Someone...
There are others that man this phone occasionally.
John, you cut off.
You cut off,
Oh,
John.
sorry. She says,
There will be someone.
Yeah, there. If you call, there will be someone to call you to find her.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Alright, I will keep that in mind.
And she says, and don't forget to give me a call for any reason. And she hangs up.
There's a heavy sigh of like... No! No! And then she's
Line
gonna...
goes dead.
Okay. Well, that was a complete waste of time, I say as I walk back to them. I don't say
And-
anything to Mason.
Yeah, okay. Unless there's anything else, you guys can head back to the base.
Let's head back home. I am starving. Maybe Doc can give me some of his pizza.
I agree.
Am I just randomly rolling things? I'm sorry.
Apparently. All right, so you guys head back to the base. About a day later, you arrive with all the various flights and things.
I was about to say, a day from, like, across
It's about
the US?
well, to be fair, in this age, it's probably about a 6-hour, 7-hour plane flight. But I mean, it's like in the evening when you left, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Alright.
So it takes most of the day, in other words. So you arrive back there in the morning, yeah, so you're back at the office. Spencer and Doc, you've had some very quiet days the last little bit.
Doc's been in his quote-unquote lab with the door
Lab.
locked.
Oh dear. I find that somewhat frightening, not gonna lie.
Although Spencer would have noticed if he's paying attention, the our quote-unquote cleaning crew has been making several trips in and out of my lab.
Yeah. So yeah, Spencer does notice this and decides not to go in. And well, actually, like every day he goes in and he mutters to Doc about how they weren't invited to go on this mission and that he's really annoyed about it. And then he goes back to his own office. And then he looks around like, what new horrors are going to be in here today? And I don't know how well Doc is hiding stuff, but
Actually, it looks empty of horrors. I will say that. There are no bodies. There are no prisoners.
What? Is Doc sick?
Yes, he's had a rough past 24 hours.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Doc.
You actually see Ivan going through a bunch of files and stuff.
Did you screw up your Frankenstein experiment here?
He spins around in his chair, holding a piece of pizza and a puzzle piece. It's the same puzzle piece. He can't figure out where this goes. Yes. Along with some of my other varying tests.
Don't take this the wrong way, but why?
Specifically for the reason that you had to phrase it that. I'm a very observant person. I noticed that the looks people give me, but I can go about my business in other ways.
Audrey makes her way to Doc's door
Oh boy.
and knocks on
Coming in is a
it.
little creepy, but I mean, you get the job done, Doc. It's not like any of us complain about it.
Hmm.
You hear that at the door.
Come in.
While he's
Hiya,
when he
Doc.
turns the
We're
sick come in,
back.
I want to see if I can figure out where his puzzle piece.
Okay, roll a clever roll.
My God, so help me if you get this. Your sister's gonna walk in and I'm just gonna syringe your neck again.
Hang on, I haven't walked in yet.
It was one. It wouldn't roll for some reason.
So no, you didn't find the puzzle piece.
That's
Okay.
Question.
So I walk
What is
in.
this? A 10,000 piece puzzle?
maybe.
Hiya, Doc. Hi, Spence. We're back from our trip.
The trip you didn't invite us on. Wonderful. How was
Yeah, it was
that
great. Doc, I have some research for you, because I am the researchful type.
I just arch an eyebrow.
We came across a strange thing that I thought you might be interested in. I hand over the remains of the golem and the notebook.
Now both of his eyebrows go up, and he gladly accepts.
I hope you'll be happy with our work that we've done. And I walk out of the room.
As you're walking out, Spencer calls, "Well, aren't you just the teacher's pet?"
Yeah, I am. And walks out.
First in my class.
Doc just watches Audrey walk out and then looks at Spencer, and his jaw just is open. Like, Doc doesn't get surprised by many things, but he's surprised.
You know what? I think I'm going to put in for a transfer. I'm going to go fly that spy plane instead of hanging around here.
Spencer, it's comments like that make me have to go through spring cleaning in my office.
Oh, it's not you, Doc.
Do you want to look at this hunk of dirt with me? What does it look like, John? Is it like clay or is it more like rock?
It's bits of clay. There's bits of rock. It's kind of like if you look at like sort of how sometimes when clay items are made in older periods of time, there'd be
Right.
bits of other stuff than just clay.
Right, yeah.
It's that kind of thing. So it
But
looks
is
a
it
little
still
bit like an
is
old
it still
clay pot.
hard and somewhat shapened like a pottery type thing?
Bits of it are, yeah. You
All
can
right.
see like what looks to be the bottom of an eye socket on one of the pieces.
This is wow. What were you talking about, Spencer? Flying something, and then Doc just spins around and rolls over to this desk and starts analyzing the clay and reading through the notes.
I was saying that Area 51, that spy plane, sounds pretty cool. I was a pilot, in the war.
Really?
Yeah.
He pulls out his own notebook and jots something down.
Nice.
Spencer, I'm learning more and more about you in the last couple days than I have the last few years.
I suppose it's because of my sister. She makes me feel the need to talk to people. I don't know why.
Oh, well, don't have that need too often. He just kind of like eyeballs the door.
Like, you gotta go?
Jeez. And you're saying you feel unwelcome.
I'm just kidding, Spencer. Ivan, stop him!
Don't you get your ego? Don't you stick your ego on me?
I'm not an Igor. He's not Dr. Frankenstein. Don't say that about him.
Look, Spencer, he gets up and he's like, come here. He goes over into here. So I open up the freezer cell. It's completely empty. It's like, look, no one's in there, shivering, freezing, being analyzed.
Doc, this scares me more than if there were someone in there scared and shivering. The thing is empty. The cells are empty. I walked by them earlier.
I'm aware. Thankfully, I mean,
it's the lack of creepy is creepy.
The lack of creepy is creepy. Listen, I remember years ago we were on some mission. It might have been the last one we were really on, and we went into a bar and we had to gain intel. Okay, my way of doing that is sitting back and watching. It always has been. You took a kind of a different approach. You started drinking with the locals. You started challenging them to arm wrestling competitions. And you were... What's the word? Sociable. He looks kind of disgusted saying it.
Yeah, I mean, people tend to open up if they feel a camaraderie with you.
Right. And that's the thing is, the closest person I know here, Mason, we go back, we have a history, but I noticed, other than Ivan, who got a transfer, no one out in the office has come and visit me. It's mainly just you and Tabby. Heck, even Mason doesn't come in here too often. I think he's really upset about the desk and the chair in the office thing.
Yeah, I think he feels like you kind of forced him out of the annex.
Well, see, I want people to be able to approach me.
Oh,
Doc looks sick. Like, he looks like he's good.
Well, since we're being all chummy, can I ask about the hash marks on your disc?
Oh, that was one of my past experiments and failures. How many attempts at it? It was something unique, and I just couldn't grasp it, but I finally got it.
The 40th time with the charm, I'm counting.
I got plenty of willing participants for that one.
You hear a door open, and you hear...
Don't you bloody people knock!
A voice going, I don't think I need to knock. I sort of...
You still need to knock, Bradford.
Kind of own the place. And he looks and says,
Yes.
Spencer?
I'm just hanging out in the freezer. Nothing to see here.
How's your Hebrew?
I actually was just researching Hebrew. I'm decent at it.
And he says, I have a scroll for you to look at. And
well,
he hands
finally
over
something interesting.
a worn piece of papyrus. And it's all rolled up still. And hands it to you.
Written on papyrus. Interesting. And I will attempt to read it.
As you read it, it says, Warriors of the light to protect from the dark. in the shape of those who tried to rescue us. Let the light come again and drive the dark away, but until then remain hidden in the bowels of the earth. And with that, we're going to have to find out what that all means next time. So, until then, let's start off with, let's start with Kat.
Yes.
We're logging off.
Logging
Oh,
off.
sorry. You can find me on Twitter at Oshnik. That's OSHYNIC.
Awesome. And Webby.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Jax Forest Walker, all one word.
And M.
You can always find me as Father Orange on Twitter.
And Rob.
You can find me on Twitter at Confessor_X and on Twitch at ConfessorX.
And Devin.
And Devin.
You can find me at DMP_Pookie on Twitter and at Poo Killed Me on Twitch.
All right, and you can find me at LinsteadDM on Twitch or Twitter and Twitch. You can find all that we do as far as this podcast goes on Facebook at facebook.com/Fate of Heroes, and you can find everything we do at distractionsmedia.com. Until next time, everyone, take care, goodbye, and have a great day.
Bye.
See ya.
Goodbye.
This has been a Destructions Media production. For more info, you can check out everything we do on destructionsmedia.com.